As Raptors fans, we knew this offseason would bring a lot of changes, but maybe we didn't expect Pascal Siakam to be at the forefront of trade rumors. And in this video, we're going to discuss the trade rumor that links him going to the Golden State Warriors. Should the Raptors make this trade? Let's get into it. Welcome NBA and Raptors fans to Amateur Hour Sports. This is the channel where you get NBA content with a focus on the Toronto Raptors at least 4 days a week. That is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. This is your Wednesday episode where we are talking about Pascal Siakam and his link to getting traded to the Golden State Warriors. So if you like what you see from today's video, you want more of myself talking about the NBA, the Raptors, and videos and content just like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below to show support to the channel. Thank you guys so much for 4,000 subscribers. I can't believe how quick we hit it. I am so grateful for that. You guys have no idea. Words cannot express my gratitude for this situation. We now start our road to 5,000 subs, where I will shave my head if we hit it by the end of 2021. So road to 5K starts today. Thank you guys again. But let's get down to business here. We're talking about Pascal Siakam and a possible trade to the Golden State Warriors. Now, this one kind of came out of left. You know, we've heard some murmurs about the Golden State Warriors being interested in trading for somebody like Pascal Siakam, because when Klay Thompson finally comes back from injury, hopefully doesn't get injured again, when he finally comes back from injury, Warriors think that, you know, they still have the players to go win a championship, and I agree that they do, but they want to load up while they have these guys. You know, they're not getting any younger. Curry, Klay Thompson, not getting any younger. They're not old by any means, but they ain't getting any younger. Let's build a team around them to go and win another championship, because certainly they have aspirations to do that. So Pascal Siakam is a guy that they are definitely looking at. And I think that Pascal Siakam, quite honestly, he fits in perfectly with the Golden State Warriors. So let's get into what the trade looks like here. So the trade in question, as reported by The Athletic, is that the Warriors want to package their 7th overall pick along with James Wiseman to get a win now player. Now, the problem is that James Wiseman, when he was playing for the Warriors, they're actually worse with him on the court than they were with him off the court. When he got injured, the Warriors actually improved, almost getting to a point where they actually made the playoffs. Did not come to fruition in the end, but they definitely improved once James Wiseman went down. That is not an indictment against James Wiseman. That's just simple fact. The team got better. Maybe they had to retool their system, the way they played around James Wiseman, whereas they could go back to their roots of, you know, perimeter-oriented play without him on the court. That's just a fact, not an indictment against James Wiseman. He's going to have a great NBA career, in my opinion. But Wiseman in the 7th pick, they want to package that for the star. And the star that maybe could be linked towards them is Pascal Siakam. Now, what I would like to say early on is that this report from The Athletic, a very reliable source, says that the Warriors want to package these things for a win-now player. Now, there is no link here from the Raptors. This is just reported from the Warriors. They're interested in Siakam. The Raptors have not come out with any sort of indication that they want to trade Siakam. Let's just make that clear immediately. But that is a layout of the trade. And honestly, quite tempting. I think that this trade discussion is going to cause a bit of a divide amongst Raptors fans. You know, whether or not you would want to trade Pascal Siakam for the 7th overall pick as well as James Wiseman. Now, what I will say is that this is tempting. This is tempting. You're going to get somebody like, let's say, well, you know, it'd be difficult for the Raptors here, because I think that they are going to get a guard with a 4th pick. They can add in another guy at 7, maybe Scotty Barnes, maybe Keon Johnson for the bench, but you know, they probably got to go for a forward here to balance out the system. So regardless, you're going to get a decent player with that 7th overall pick. Also, that would complement the 4th overall pick. And you also have your center for the future in James Wiseman in that regard. But is that worth Pascal Siakam? Now, let's discuss, you know, what Pascal Siakam's impact is for championship teams. And, you know, we've seen his impact, because Pascal Siakam has a ring already. He won a championship with the Toronto Raptors. I would say he was the 2nd best player on that championship team as far as the entire season went, as far as the entire playoffs went. 2nd best player on a championship team. And I think if the Raptors want to get back to that championship status, Siakam needs to be the 2nd best player on this team. I'm hoping that 4th overall pick eventually leads to the number 1 option, because I think we've got the rest of our guys filled out. We got the 2nd option, Siakam, the perfect 2nd option. And I will reiterate, there's nothing wrong with being a 2nd option. Anthony Davis does it. Kyrie Irving does it. There's nothing wrong with being a 2nd option. You need to have a 2nd option to win a championship. Siakam is the perfect one. You got your good 3rd and 4th option in OG Anunoby and Fred VanVleet. You need a center just to, you know, round off the 5 to be the guy who can just sit in the paint, do his job, not be anything extra, just do his job. But you need that 1st option. I'm hoping that the 4th overall pick becomes that 1st option. So I think the Raptors have a really good championship core. Maybe they need some other pieces to round it off, maybe some good scoring piece off the bench, but I think there is a good core in place to build around. And I really like Siakam as that second option. If we trade away Siakam, well, not only do we now not have a first option, we also don't have, I think, a second option for a championship team. So that becomes a little bit of a problem for me. And what's really annoying about all these trade rumors, because Siakam is always involved in trade rumors. Everybody hates Siakam until their team is linked with a trade to him. Now, oh wow, Siakam's gonna be so good for a team. But other than that, everybody always hates on Siakam. He's one of the most overhated players in the league along with Paul George. People do not give him the credit he deserves until their team is linked towards trading to him. But also, they throw up like the worst mock trades involving Siakam where they give us like absolutely nothing, expect to get one of our star players, a guy who was 1 year moved to being on an all-NBA second team. The season before this one, he was starting in an all-star game. He's an MIP, he's an NBA champion, he's a G League Finals MVP. There's a lot of accolades along with Pascal Siakam's game. And he's also not very old. Along with all those offensive parts of his game, he is a fantastic defender. We didn't have OG Anunoby who we could, dream over his defense. We'd be talking about Siakam's defense a lot more because he is absolutely a great defender with his size, his length, his athleticism, lots of things in place that make Siakam a good player, which is why the Golden State Warriors would want him so bad. But again, everybody puts these trades up like the Raptors are rebuilding. I think that we had the 1 year retool. I think we're pretty much back. And I think that the 4th overall pick really sped up the process. We had the one retool year. We played in Tampa. Hopefully we're back in Toronto this season. We've got a good team. We've got I think our likely starting lineup is going to be Van Vliet. The draft pick we bring in, probably Jalen Suggs, maybe Gary Trent, but I would say Jalen Suggs starting with Fred Van Vliet in the guard positions. OG Anunoby, who I think will jump up to 18 points per game next season. Pascal Siakam, who I think will get back to that 22 points per game, more efficient shooting from three. But, you can rely on Siakam. 22 points per game, 45% shooting from the field. There is no problem with that. You lock down a good center. Hopefully they bring in one. If not, Kem Birch isn't bad. A cheaper one like Nerlens Noel isn't bad. I'm hoping for Rashawn Holmes. That's a good team to me. That's not a championship team. That's a playoff team, no doubt. And that team definitely improves year after year because it is such a young core. There is no real aging player involved in that core that I just named. So as far as I'm concerned, we're not really rebuilding, but everybody treats it like the Raptors are rebuilding. It was a 1 year retool. I think that we are back to a playoff position where we can develop this core around especially that 4th overall pick for the next 2-3 years and really see what we're dealing with. I think that we absolutely need to see this core in place again in a good situation, in a good setting in Toronto for 1 year before we can make a drastic trade like this. Now, what I will say about Siakam to the Warriors is that he fits in perfectly with the Warriors. I mean, Steph Curry is a dream to play with as a teammate, especially if you're Siakam, because spacing is a problem for Siakam sometimes. Like when you're playing against the Raptors, if you collapse a little bit, it made it hard for Siakam to drive and get to the rim. But when you got Steph Curry spacing the floor, that's a dream for Siakam. And I think he gets even better by playing with the Warriors, not to mention his ability to play in the pick and roll with Steph Curry. I mean, it's like a dream thinking about, just as a basketball neutral, watching Siakam play on a Golden State Warriors team with Steph Curry and also Klay Thompson. He would absolutely eat. And there's a reason that the Warriors identified him as one of their key targets to bring in. He would be fantastic for the Golden State Warriors. But I think that, and you saw the title of this video, it is time for Raptors fans to make a change. We've been in this position where we can't bring in free agents. We struggle to bring in superstars. And when we have superstars, we struggle to keep them. Kawhi Leonard was one and done. Even after winning a championship, decided to move on. Chris Bosh has moved on. Vince Carter's moved on. There's a number of reasons why these guys moved on. It was management. It was a failure to put a good team around them. Whatever it was. But it's really time for the Raptors to decide that we need to take care of our own. We need to take care of our stars because Pascal Siakam is undoubtedly a star. He is a star in the NBA. If he wasn't, there wouldn't be so many teams trying to go after him. He wouldn't have been an all-NBA player. He wouldn't have been an all-star. And I think he can get back to that all-star form next season. We need to start taking care of our own players. We need to make it a big deal that we are loyal to our stars. I understand basketball's a business. You want what's best for your team. But I really got to get a trade I'm over the moon about to trade away one of my stars because there's other teams who have the stars. Even if they're disgruntled, they need to get a seriously good trade package to even consider trading the player. I don't think that trade is it. I don't think that the 7th overall pick in James Wiseman is it. It's a good trade, but if I'm trading away my star, my guy, the guy who's led my team in scoring for 2 seasons in a row, I gotta get better than that. We gotta take care of our stars. We gotta show the basketball world, the NBA world, that Toronto does take care of their stars. Because right now, there's there's a lot of fans out there who are not taking care of Pascal Siakam, the star player on this team. There's a lot of fans out there who make fun of him. They ridicule him all over social media when he has one bad night. He could have 9 good games in a row, but one bad night. The backlash is absolutely insane towards Pascal Siakam. It's time for the Raptors as an organization and as a fan base to start taking care of their superstars, making it known that Toronto is a great place to be for a star. There's a lot of question marks regarding, again, a bit of toxicity within the fan base sometimes, a bit of recency bias. I think overall the Toronto Raptors fan base is a great place, but there are, the vocal minority, those type of people who really express their hatred for Pascal Siakam, and certainly he sees a lot of this. I mean, the reports that come out, the news articles that come out about him is insane, and you kind of clump him with that Paul George of overhated category, and I'm sick of it. We need to take care of our stars, and I think that unless we get an insane trade package, we need to trust our stars. Again, basketball is a business, but I don't think that this trade really does it for me. My gut feeling here is not to take this trade. If we did take it, I think there are some positives that could come out of it, but I would rather keep Pascal Siakam and see and feel out this core that we have. I think that Siakam with another season with the Raptors, I think that his trade value is only bound to go up, so I don't even think that now is the right time to trade Siakam. But the bottom line of this situation is Toronto, as a fan base, as an organization, needs to start taking care of its superstars. Make it a destination for superstars rather than just, a little bit of a vacation spot for one season of your career. Let's make this place a place to be for superstars. And it starts with the fan base. Obviously, the organization can do it, but all I have any sort of factor on is the fan base. It's time for us to really make this that destination spot to keep more stars. And then who knows, maybe with this 4th overall pick, we can draw in some people, we can build a good team. But I think that this team needs Pascal Siakam to be successful if they want to go after a championship in the next couple of seasons. So I must say, this is a little bit of a controversial topic because this is a good trade package, I think. I just don't think it is good enough to pry away the best player on our team, Pascal Siakam. There's no denying he's the best player on our team, Pascal Siakam. So let me know what you guys think about this trade. Again, there's going to be divide, but try to understand where I'm coming from. But I want to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. But that wraps up for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you are still here, be sure to smash that like button if you did enjoy the video at any point. Really goes a long way to helping us reach new viewers with that YouTube algorithm. Also shows me that you made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to check out our twitch.tv/amateursports, where we watch on a ton of NBA playoff games. The link is in the description. Don't forget to subscribe on a road now to 5,000 subscribers. Guys, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't have enough time in the video to express everything, all my feelings about hitting 4,000. Just know it means so much to me. Other videos by the channel that you may want to check out. And at the end of the day, I believe what I say. And if you disagree, that is okay. We'll see you again next time for another video.